Okay, so welcome to another version of Deep Thought. My name is Drew, for those people that don't know me. Today I'm going to be talking about Valentine's Day, what it means to most people, my opinion on it, and what love really is, as opposed to what we're pretending it is or what we're making it. So Valentine's Day comes around once a year, and it's February 14th, as far as I know, in all the countries out there, but, you know, if they celebrate Valentine's Day. Now, I've run into a lot of people that Valentine's Day means a lot to them. It doesn't mean that much to me. Actually, it means virtually nothing. And it's not that I hate Valentine's Day or anything like that. You can do whatever you want on Valentine's Day. I'm great. It's just another day to me. Now, my big thing is there's lots of girls out there and even some guys, I don't know as many guys as I do girls, that it is extremely important to. Whereas if, you know, the boyfriend forgot Valentine's Day or didn't buy candies or didn't take them out to dinner or something like that, then they're not loved. You know, they're not appreciated. Well, unfortunately, part of that is building up an expectation of what should be happening on that day. Now, guys in general are not really that into doing the holidays and stuff like that. To a guy, it doesn't mean the same thing, generally. You know, some guys do. But in general, it doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't mean, you know, if I miss out Valentine's Day, lots of the guys, they miss out Valentine's Day, they're in the doghouse. So they do it under duress. It's not really real expression. It's only an expression of fear, really. Not an expression of love. It's not something that you go out of your way for. I mean, do I celebrate Valentine's Day? Yeah. But I celebrate Valentine's Day sometimes. And mostly because it's not expected. You know? Because I like doing things that aren't expected. Because that is, as far as I consider, a real form of love. You know, when you're out one day, you know, and it could be as simple as a candy bar, or it could be as simple as just grabbing them a little flower off the side of the road. You know, I mean, we're talking about, you know, if you're looking for brownie points, those are great brownie points. But when you're in love with somebody,
you don't need brownie points.
Yeah, there's no brownie point system, but it's just a natural extension of this is the way I feel, and so therefore I show it. Okay, now Valentine's Day for a lot of people and a lot of women out there is an expectation. It is, if you love me, you should spend X number of dollars for me on this day. And if you don't, then you don't love me. Okay, now, because we are people and because we make stuff mean stuff, which means that we build up expectations around, you know, if you build up an expectation around Valentine's Day and that expectation is not met, of course you're going to be angry, because all anger is an expression of fear that you're not going to get what you want, and it is dashed expectations that haven't been met. And so that's the only reason anger happens, is because you expect something and it didn't go your way, it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. So now you're afraid that that person doesn't love you, or you're afraid. But again, it's a build-up that we do ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. We create that emotion, we create that scenario that allows that emotion to come up. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, in my present state, Drew is perfect and I just don't have any expectations. Good luck. I do. The truth is, though, I recognize it when it does happen. And so therefore I don't go that far into the fear or that anger, right? And, you know, I mean, most people can, if you pay attention to what's really going on around you. It's a tough thing. It's a constant thing. Anyway, back to the Valentine's Day thing. Those expectations that aren't being met are being met a lot of the times are not really a true expression of love. The true expression of love comes from not, you know, I mean, I was in a relationship once where the lady said, oh, well, if you notice all the little things about me, if you notice all of this stuff, then that is that. But by stating that, she herself set up an expectation of what I should be doing. Okay? And because I didn't meet those things, all all the time, or because I met them in a different way that she didn't understand. The expectations were dashed themselves. And so therefore, it created the grounds of being disappointed all the time. And it had nothing to do with what I was doing or what I wasn't doing. It had to do with what was expected that I should be doing, as opposed to what was really happening, right? And so therefore, if you are so stuck in your expectations, whether it's around Valentine's Day, whether it's around Christmas, whether it's around any kind of holiday that we look at, okay, if you are so stuck in your expectations on what should happen, you know how upsetting it is to some people because they can't get to meet their family at Christmas, okay? It is extremely upsetting to people, and I understand that. We're trained that way. We've been raised that Christmas is a holiday for the family, and so on and so forth. But if you take a look at that expectation and understand that the disappointment is because you like to feel a certain way, and you want to feel a certain way at a certain time of year, and being around your family and eating the turkey and bickering and doing all of the things that you do that you've created at Christmas, whether it's singing or anything like that, you know, and you don't get that, you are now disappointed because your expectation hasn't been met. Rather, understand that you can feel that way all the time. You can feel loved in your relationship all the time. You know, if you take a look at your expectations of what it is that you expect, the things that make you feel certain ways. Okay, so if your boyfriend or your girlfriend comes home with some cinnamon hearts, right? Said, you know, I saw these cinnamon hearts, and I was thinking about you, and here's some cinnamon hearts. Okay. You can take that one of two ways. Oh, cinnamon hearts. Yay. Okay. Or you can take it as, oh, thanks for the cinnamon hearts. That's awesome. I'm glad that you know, I mean, it's an expression of that you were thinking about me, even if you hate cinnamon hearts. You know, you may hate cinnamon hearts, but you can keep those cinnamon hearts in a little box.
And they look pretty.
And they look pretty. You know. But love is not about the object. Okay. Okay, that was kind of a funny statement, but don't let it go to your head. Oh my God. Okay.
Wow.
But love is not about the expectation of. Either it's an expression or it's not. Yeah, you know what? Everybody's different. Everybody has different kinds of expression and understanding. But the truth is we don't understand ourselves well enough to even know why we react certain ways to certain things. And I think that's my big beef, you know, about the girls or the guys that get upset about not getting what they want on Valentine's Day. Because it's just a day. We created some kind of meaning in our head, right, of what it should be, what it should be doing. Just the same way that we do every day with how our day should turn out, what things should happen. And we all do it. I do it. You know, I catch myself going into being disappointed because this happened today. I'm just recently recovering from back injury, and this back injury has been going on for like the past, what, 4 weeks, 5 weeks now. And, you know, I have trouble getting up. I'm looking at having to change my career. I'm looking at, you know, I mean, all of this stuff. Now, I can get really, really down about this. I can get, you know, my expectation of living a long life and not having to worry about things is, you know, and that tomorrow's going to be a better day and stuff like that. Now, if I create those, oh, cat's coming in. If I create that expectation, then of course I'm going to be depressed because it's not going to happen. But the truth is, right now, in this scenario, I could be looking at this back injury lasting for the rest of my life. And so therefore, now what do? Oh, now I look at trying to change my career, trying to, you know, getting those things into place. Instead of sitting here, I mean, am I worried? You bet. Do I have some fear around this? Okay. Yeah, not a problem, and we all do. But the truth is if I let the fear take over, then nothing will happen, right? But it's accepting situations as they are, instead of placing our expectations, as we do on Valentine's Day, on what it should look like. my sister's husband, Chad, was absolutely spelled it out for me when he was living up here with my sister for a while, and he was out working on something carpentry-wise, and he had this knife, and we were chatting about love and understanding, and he says, well, take a look at this. See this knife, right? And it was a carpet knife that was angled and stuff, and it's like, wasn't really the right knife for the job, right? And he says, take a look at this knife, and he says, your sister bought it for me the other day. I asked her if she could go out and get me an X-Acto knife, and I gave her specifications on what I wanted, and she came back with this, which was completely the wrong knife. And he said, but you know something? Your sister gave it to me. You know? And it represents the way that I feel about your sister. She's never going to understand it all. It's okay. But it is the person that she is, and I accept that. And so, therefore, this knife means more to me, because and he's created a meaning around the knife that's different than being, oh, you did it wrong. But he created a love meaning around the knife, saying, every time I use this knife, I will think of your sister, and how much I love her, and who she is, and what that means to me. Remember that love is not about the mistakes or anything like that. The mistakes are only expectations that you have that aren't being met. Those are the only mistakes that you see. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own way of dealing with things. You know, and we cherish that so little. And part of it is because we have so many expectations. So take a look at your expectation on what's happening this Valentine's Day. And then understand that love does not speak through expectations, but speaks to the willingness to receive what is and accept what is, as opposed to put this in a bow and have candies in it and all of that stuff. No matter what, love is, how do I say this properly? Love is not what you get. Love is what is given.